This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Last week I was in London attending the BVExpo at the Excel Center. During the expo, we took our cameras and microphones around the show floor looking for interesting stories to cover. And many of those we presented in last week's show. However, we saved one for tonight. In this interview, I spoke with Rodrigo Thomaz, Product and Training Specialist for Audio-Technica, UK, about some of their latest microphone products. Continuing our tour around BVE, we're in the Audio-Technica booth. Now, for those of you that don't know Audio-Technica, it's a microphone company that makes a wide variety of microphones. And what I wanted to do is to learn more about what Audio-Technica's got both in wired and wireless mics. To do this, I want to introduce Rodrigo Thomaz. He is the event manager for Audio-Technica. Rodrigo, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, my pleasure to be here with you.
Describe Audio-Technica. What does the company do?
Well, Audio-Technica actually started about 50 years ago in Japan and with cartridges and stylus and turntables. Then we moved on into microphones, headphones, and so on. And now wireless systems as well. So the history is there for 50 years doing great products.
Well, as I walk around BVE, there's any number of microphone companies here. What makes Audio-Technica special? Why should someone consider your products?
Well, first of all, it's a family-oriented business. It's run into a family in Japan for 50 years. And we strive for quality and natural sound. There's no compromise on that. And even our tech specs as well that we advertise, it's very honest. So when you buy Audio-Technica products, that's what you get. A very honest sound, very natural.
Well, how would you compare yourselves with other companies that also emphasize audio quality? I think Sennheiser comes instantly to mind, and others.
Sure. Well, I think one thing we can say about us is the fact that we make very specific mics for very specific applications. Our catalog is huge. You have a large number of microphones. Sometimes you see it's a very similar microphone. However, we do have microphones for very specific instruments or voices or even if it's in broadcast installation, which is a big part of our business as well. So broadcast installation for us is massive. So it's just a variety of products to cover everything in the range of audio.
Well, talk to me more about the wireless. Okay. What have you got that's in wireless? Because I know that one of the new products you have is also wireless for field work.
Yes, right now we are exploring our System 10 camera mount system, which is this little guy over here. We have a number of systems on the System 10 range, and this is now our third incarnation of the System 10.
And what is it?
Well, basically it's a 2.4 gigahertz little receiver and transmitter. So what we have here is a very small little receiver, lithium battery, long life battery, and you have a dual mono and a balanced output as well. So if you do have a DSLR camera, for instance, that you need to feed left and right of the stereo image, well, we do have a dual mono over here that will do that for you. If you do have a camera such as like a Blackmagic or another camera that takes a balanced signal, we just flick the switch and now have a very nice balanced signal as well. You can monitor your audio as well here via monitor output here for your headphone. We do have our little body pack as well that you can use a number of already very popular microphones, headsets, lapel mics, even goosenecks or boundary mics. So a number of opportunities there for you to use those microphones, and we have about 20 of them for you to choose from.
So I could use the Audio-Technica receiver transmitter with any microphone.
Well, really you can. We use a standard high-res connector. It's a 4-pin high-res connector, so if you do have another brand that you like to use, you already own, I can see that you use a very nice Countermain microphone. That is a very nice product. You could actually just rewire that with a high-res connector, and voila, you have that as well.
There's a real challenge with wireless frequencies getting more and more congested. How do you make sure that you're on a clear frequency?
Well, it's digital. So if you are, for instance, a lot of people use this product will be, let's say, videographers on a wedding or using a DSLR camera. You might have a live band playing. Most likely they will be using UHF system. But even if they are using a digital system, we can fit 8 systems together at the same time in the same place. And the space between each frequency is very nicely calculated. The system is very smart, it's always looking for a free frequency as well. and it never will let you down in terms of diversity. So it's not diversity in a sense, but always look for an empty frequency, and it's a safety net for you there. So if let's say a wireless Wi-Fi router is there changing channels all the time, the system is very clever to have always a spare frequency there for you, and you will just flip that frequency, and you never even hear a sound or click or anything, just very seamless.
Audio-Technica has so many different microphones for so many different purposes. How do you decide which microphone to use?
Well, exactly. We do have a microphone range for instance, the Artist Elite. That if you're onto a recording studio, let's say if I'm recording vocals, a vintage vocal or a more pop vocal, we do have microphones catered for that as well. For instance, a 4047 microphone. It has a very nice vintage sound, but I can have a pop sort of singer that wants a very crispy sound. May I suggest a 4040 or 4050 microphone? Those microphones are microphones that are being sometimes unchanged for about 20 years, and they are very, very good quality, and people have been using these all over the world, so they're very popular. So it's good to have a chunky catalog. It's hard work for us in export. However, for the end user, it's great because you can pinpoint. I have a lady here that came looking for a specific microphone for a violin. So we have a 2031, AT2031 mic, which was designed for strings only. So it's very specific, so we like to do that, to be very specific about our mics, so we can have a lot of mics for a lot of applications.
And what's the model number of this new transmitter-receiver pair?
Well, this we call the System 10 camera mount system. This is how you're going to find this online. So if you search for System 10 camera mount system, that is the kit.
For people that want more information, what website can they go to?
Well, they can go to eu.audio-technica.co.uk.
One more time?
eu.audio-technica.co.uk.
And Rodrigo Thomaz is the event manager for Audio-Technica. Rodrigo, thanks for joining us today.